Hey guys, it's me, Arts99, bringing you a flight simulator tutorial video. This tutorial's purpose is to make your flights a tad more realistic and your landings a lot more fun. It's more fun to land and easier to land. So, this tutorial is going to show you how to land with the ILS system with the Airbus A321. As you can see, I have my Airbus A321 right here. It has a texture on it, the BMI texture. I think it's really nice. Anyway, pick your aircraft, set your time to whatever. I'll just set it to day and summer so it's easier to see. Clear skies. Then go to Flight Planner and load up a short flight, or make one if you don't have one. Is zoom out to 40, which is good for me. Turn this to GPS. Turn on the flight director. Set the speed. Then I'll just make it to 2000 because that's the light. Yeah, I'll just make it 2000 because it's a super short. And then bring up Shift 5 and turn off ELAC1, SEC1, and FAC1. Turn these off because they'll just ruin your flight. Press alternative. I already know the runway I'm going to land on, but in IFR they'll set you on a runway. So press this, go to your destination, which is Dubai. It's right over here. I'm going to land on runway 30 left. Here it is. 30 left. And then press one of these three green lines. If you zoom out, it looks like spikes, two spikes, but they're called ILS feathers. Press on them, and it will say ILS/DME30L type ILS, which is what we want. Frequency 111.30 megahertz, and the heading is 300. Just skip the Morse. I don't even get that. Anyway, type down the frequency and the heading. This is a crucial part for this. Oh, and by the way, check if it's what runway it's after the ILS/DME. This is 30L, which is the runway I'm going to land on, so this is right. So I've already written down the frequency. All right. I'll see you in a bit. Now that you're this close, now if this would have been IFR, I would have gotten a message right now. But this is VFR, so I have to do everything by myself. So now go to GPS. Go from GPS to navigation. Press ILS, and as you saw when I pressed ILS, this came on. Right now, there's nothing here and there's nothing there. But if I press ILS, these indicators come. There's four small degrees circles and a line with these magenta diamonds, pink diamonds, whatever. This one here down under is the one that aligns you with the runway horizontally, and this one is the one that aligns you vertically. Anyway, I will talk about that later. I know that you won't get any of this unless you know how to. Okay, now that you're this close, press Shift 2 to bring up the radio stack. Press Nav 1. Type in the frequency, which was 111.30, and make it from standby to active, and press Nav 1 call. Now turn the course to the runway heading, which was 300, and wait, and we just wait. This thing, call, what is supposed to send out the beeping sound, which I just heard right now. It goes like this. How should I describe it without being a ridiculous phony? Let me hear it one more time. Alright, it goes on for like 3 seconds and then takes a 10-second break. It goes like this. When you hear that, turn off the call, but don't make this to standby. Let it be active. This was just an alarm to go off when we're within a close distance to the airport, within a radius. This is just an alarm, like an alarm clock. You just hit it and it goes off, so you can turn that off. Because it gets a bit annoying, because it's a high frequency beep sound. When you hear that, go here and press on the localizer. Not the approach, the localizer. Now wait. And as you can see, my hands are in the air. I'm not touching anything. Pressed F11 to go to locked spot. And the airplane is turning all by itself towards the runway. As you can see, my fuel is pretty low. And my initial landing speed will be 130 knots because it doesn't take much power to lift off. And so my initial speed will be 130. Regularly it should have been 145 or something, but I don't have a lot of fuel, so yeah. Oh, when I said I was going to explain these pink diamonds. When you turn on the localizer, this one here down under the PDF, it will start to move. When it gets to the middle, it means the plane is aligned with the runway horizontally. And this one, and when it's done, you turn off a localizer and turn on approach, which is just left of it. And then the other one on the right side will start to move down. And when it hits the middle, it will start to move towards the runway. And when you're flying IFR, you'll get a message that says descend and maintain X amount of height until established on the localizer. And when that X amount of height, that is your height to set, which is called the glide slope. This is the height where this goes on and then starts to descend to the runway. So for me it's 2000. I know this because I have flown this route like 1 trillion times now. Alright, so we're pretty close to the runway. It's turning on. Alright, when this is still moving, it went past the middle because it's now turning. It's still turning. Alright, let's check the signs. Seatbelts on, no smoking, no smoking. Strobe is on, beacon on, everything's on. ooh, we're at 15, so let's lower it to 2 and lower the speed to 160. And as I can see, the horizontal diamond is like a millimeter away from the middle, so we'll just wait until it's at the middle. It's soon enough. And remember, do not turn off the autopilot, because then you've released hell. As soon as you turn it off, turn it on, because it will just ruin your flight. And remember, train your ILS skills before you go on a real long flight, because you don't want to go through a whole flight and just ruin it. Alright, now that the plane is aligned with the runway, I can turn off localizing, turn off approach. They can't be turned on at the same time, but because when the localizer is done, it's time for the approach. Okay, so many people, you people can turn this knob from ARC to ILS, but yeah, you can do that, because that is seriously helpful. It's really good to have. Well, okay, so we're getting closer. We are at 10, so let's reduce it to 3 and reduce speed to 150, 145. Oh, not 120. That's too low. Let's just 140. Gears. Let's just see how it looks. Real good. Sure. Okay, so now that the glide slope, this one is starting to move. This one is, that one is starting to move, so soon enough we'll be starting to head down for the runway. The reason that the ILS is helpful is because it has a bigger scale of the diamonds. So yeah. Okay, let's reduce speed to 130. And when you're about 30 at minimum at 200 feet above ground or above runway, then you turn off your. Then it's time to turn off your autopilot and auto throttle, because then you'll have to land it manually. Alright. Speed is at 130, and if the speed doesn't go down, you can always use the speed brakes. So we are very close. I want to show you how smooth it goes. And it's at the perfect height, because there's 2 going and 2 left. That means perfect. Anything above is too high, anything below is too low. Alright. 200. Alright, turn off. Z, Control R, Shift R, Control A. Hotkeys for every single autopilot thing engage. And as you can see, slow it to idle, flare it up a little bit more than to ILS, and touchdown. Reverse thrust, forgot the auto brake. I always tend to forget the auto brakes. That. And there we go, center, perfect landing. So that was the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Please comment, like, rate, subscribe, everything, and thanks.